I'm going to introduce Ron Ruhman. Ron is a comedian. No, a comedian at a church event for men? What? Well, he headlines clubs, colleges, church events. Oh, phew. I was worried about that. I was wondering what kind of comedian I got. I called up Las Vegas and they said, here's what you're going to get. So I'm sorry, Ron, is that taken from your... but he's been throughout the United States. He has appeared on numerous television shows, including America's Funniest People, Comedy Time TV, KTLA's Find Me a Comic, and other TV stations. His half-an-hour comedy special is available on drybarcomedy.com. And I'm going to leave you with this last point. He's my helper here, if you haven't seen. He's my scooter man. Wave to the group, everybody. There you go. There you go. Okay, see, look what you, yeah. I gotta leave with this one statement, and then we're gonna sit down, and Ron will be up. He is the bad boy. So I'll say it again. He is the bad boy of Christian comedy. Now, what does that mean? Ron, come on up.
Give Al a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a lot of guts coming out in that shirt. God bless you, Al. Who shot the couch? That's nice. Wow. Talking about who read the binder, who looked at the... I'll tell you who did. Everybody sitting in the back read the binder and said, well, there's a comedian coming up next. I ain't sitting up in front. God bless you guys. Wow. Well, my name is Ron Ruhman. It's okay. I've never heard of you either. So this is going to be great. But I want to stop for a minute. I want to thank some of the hardworking people in the room. The sound guys up here have been doing an amazing job. Where'd they go? Oh, they left. God bless you, sir. Because that panel went up there, and they're up there, and I'm sitting right here, and I'm watching this guy in the booth, and the panel's up there. It's like, the mic's not working. And he's like, it's working. Just talk into it. And then the guy talks into it, and nothing comes out. And I hear this. You muted it. And I felt your pain, sir. I did. That was awesome. But we're talking about the great job that Frank did, and I don't think you realize what a great job he did, because they let his entire audience get up, go out, smell the lunch, and then come back in and listen to Frank. That was tough. That's a tough audience right there. And then Frank got 150 men to turn to each other and say, can you say frickin' liberals in church? I don't know. Do we clap? I don't. He said frickin' liberals. Yeah, there was like half a dozen guys going, yeah. There's another half a dozen. I don't think you can do that. We got to pray right now. It's crazy, but I'm excited to be here. This is good, and I got a cordless mic, so I can come and talk to everybody. I can come talk to this guy right here. How are you, sir? I come talk to you because you got the best looking hair in the room. I am jealous, brother. I am jealous. God bless. That is just, wow. Donald Trump's got nothing on you. You are looking sharp. Look at your tan, and you got the hair, and what are you got a significant, oh, you do got a significant, what is your name, sir?
Hal.
I'm sorry?
Hal.
No, I heard you. I'm just sorry. Hal, what do you do?
Nothing.
Oh, so government work. Oh, okay. That's good, Hal. Well, it's nice to see you. You guys get your picture taken with that guy. Wow. Well, I'm excited. I kind of tend to roam around. Al said he was going to put me up right after lunch because some of you guys were used to taking naps. So I just got back from doing a cruise to Alaska. We have any cruisers here? Anybody cruise? Anybody been on the young man right in front went, I've been cruising around on Al's scooter all day. Does that count? Really? Nobody in the room cruises? Nobody's ever been on a cruise? Nobody wants to go, God bless you. There we go. Sir, where have you cruised? You cruised to Alaska. God bless you. So did I. That was great. Now, when you went to Alaska, was it cold there? Yes. God bless you, sir. They booked me on the ship to go to Alaska, and I was excited because my agent said it's going to be cold there. And I am a California boy born and raised. And I read that if you take an animal and move it from a warm environment to a cold environment, its fur will get thicker. Nothing. Nothing at all. But I like sitting out in the lobby. I sit out in the lobby. I watch the people get on the ship, and they've got a marquee where they're listing all the entertainment, and it gets down to Christian comedian, and you watch the people go, what? And then underneath it says the bad boy of Christian comedy. And let me explain that to you. I like to explore God's sense of humor, but no matter how hard I try, at every show, I offend at least one person. I don't mean to offend anybody. It's not my intent. So let me just get this out of the way right now. If I offend you today, not my goal. I want to apologize right now. I do not mean to offend. I mean, technically it's okay because I'm forgiven, but I don't mean to offend. I think the problem is that we as a society have forgotten that God has an amazing sense of humor. Come on, you guys. God wants us to laugh. He has surrounded us with people to laugh with. And he has given you at least one person to laugh at in your life. Don't look at them. You guys, even Jesus had a good sense of humor. You just have to look for it. But if you look for it, you will find. In John 9:6, Jesus cured a blind man. Now, I submit to you that Jesus was feeling particularly humorous this day because we know that he could have cured that blind man in many ways, but on this day it says that he took spittle and put it in. Jesus hocked a loogie. And he took the loogie and he made loogie mud pie. And then he took it and he put it on the blind guy's eyes. Now, what the Bible does not tell us is what was going through the blind man's mind when he heard, you will be healed. The Bible doesn't talk about the mute girl that was there to be healed, saw what happened to the blind guy and went, she's writing a note, I'm good. Yeah. So he puts the loogie mud pie on the guy's eyes, and he doesn't say, open your eyes and see. He doesn't say, open your eyes, you've been healed. What did he say? What? He said, go wash. Comedic translation, dude, you're grossing everybody out. You got loogie mud pie all over your face. You go wash that off. But you guys, Jesus had to cure the blind man. You want to know why? Because people were playing practical jokes on the blind people. Now you're asking, how do I know this? In Leviticus 19, the Lord is imparting all these laws to Moses. He's saying we shouldn't steal, we need to honor our parents, we shouldn't lie. And in the midst of all these laws, he said, do not place something in the path of a blind man that will cause him to stumble. So clearly people were doing it. I mean, can you see them out there? Hey, Steve, bring that bale of hay. Yeah, put it right here. This is going to be great. Watch this. Hey, Fred, follow the sound of my voice. This is going to be excellent. They're filming it, putting it up on YouTube. I'm telling you guys, it was craziness. Just crazy. Can you explain the jokes to him as I go? It's crazy. But you guys, I'm out there. I am a Christian comedian. Let me make this clear. That is not a comedian that happens to be a Christian. I am a man of God that happens to do comedy. And that's what's important to me. I make that clear in every show that I do. But it is not easy being a Christian comedian. It's tough being out there. But I think it must have been tough to be the first Christian comedian. That first guy. Because Jesus walked around with all these disciples. And you know that if you get that many men together, there's always going to be one comedian in the group. You have a group of guys, you know, somewhere in your group is the one comedian guy. And I just picture them sitting around the table having dinner with Jesus. And all of a sudden, Jesus gets up and he walks out of the room and he leaves the door open. And that one guy's like, hey, what were you born in a barn? Oh! That's not going to work. It's Jesus. He was born in a barn. Oh, I got to write new jokes. I'm telling you, it's tough. But let's face it, we got a room full of male believers here, guys. This is a good place to be. It's good to be a man because we celebrate our relationship with our Savior. We celebrate the fact, but one of the things, we don't celebrate some of the little things. Some of the little things that we don't talk about. Because being one family, we call each other brother. I haven't had to remember a guy's name in 30 years. I don't know. Hey, good to see you, brother. And your girlfriend would be like, who is that? I don't know. I don't remember. I think I talked to him once or twice. Sir, front row with all your friends. Good to see you. You forgot your deodorant? He's not kidding. Wow. What's your name, sir?
Dean.
Dean, the questions will get easier as I go. What do you do, Dean?
Salesman.
Salesman, what do you sell, Dean?
Toilet paper, tampons, and Depend products.
Let's just pray for Dean right now. Can we do that? We just stop and say a little prayer for Dean.
Since you asked, I thought I'd be honest.
I appreciate your honesty, Dean. I think that's going to conclude your speaking part of the show. But I was thinking after the conference is over, we're going to need somebody to go into the women's room and put the seats down. I'm voting for Dean. Dean, I got you locked in, brother. Dean's gonna serve. This is great. I like having the cordless mic come back here and talk to this guy. I'm talking to, look, in case you haven't figured it out, what I'm doing is walking around talking to the guys with the coolest hair in the room because I got nothing to work with. And look at the two guys in this row. I don't know what stylist you guys went to, but clearly you're going to the same place. That is good. What is your name, sir?
Tony.
Tony, what do you do?
I'm a mechanic.
You're a mechanic. That's awesome. How long have you been doing that?
10 years.
Okay, are you married, Tony? You got wife, kids? God bless you, sir. Thank you. You shop for shirts at the same place as Al, I guess. That's great. You guys got a twofer or something. You got a deal. That's great. Well, we started the conference today talking about football. You got a group of men, you're talking about football. That's excellent. But Al said we don't have time to find out where our loyalties lie. But that made me curious. So where do our loyalties lie? I mean, I got Rams fans in the room? Really? No, I got one guy who kind of went, well, no. Who's in my room? What do I got? Cheese.
Green Bay Packers.
Well, Green Bay, you said Rams 5 seconds ago. Seahawks. Steelers. I'm waiting to hear my team. No? Oh, this is bad. All right, let's just cut to it. Am I the only Arizona Cardinal fan in the room? You guys have no idea. We won 4 games last year. 4 games. It is tough being a Cardinals fan. First of all, they are already preparing for next year. They cannot get people to come to the games. They are doing so badly. They've got a promotion they're running right now. If you buy season tickets, they will let you play. That is how desperate they are to get people to go. I was doing a show in Arizona back in October. I called the box office. I said, "What time does the game start?" They said, "What time can you get here?" It's tough, you guys. It is not easy being a Cardinals fan. Let me just summarize this. It's not easy being me. You may think I had to apologize to Al. I was late this morning. I got up. I live in Orange County. Drove out here for this because my career's going exactly as I planned it. I go out and I get in my vet, which is short for Chevette, and it won't start. Now, I don't know if you've gone to Enterprise Rent-A-Car on a Saturday morning without a reservation, but the selection is not great. They gave me a car that was so small. You're right, naps. You guys are awful at that. The first guy that realized what I wanted kind of went, "Well, nobody else is saying it." They gave me a rental car that was so small. How small was it? They said I would only need to know one hand signal. The rental contract said it would go 0 to 60 before I had to return it. I'm telling you, this thing was small. I'm driving down the 60. A bug hit my windshield, stood up, brushed itself off, made an obscene gesture, and flew away. This is a small car. There was a mountain in front of me. I had to put in a motivational CD to get it to go up the hill. I'm telling you. Oh, I'm sorry. I put in a motivational podcast. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to work with you. I stopped and filled up the gas tank. I doubled the value of the car. I'm telling you. This thing was small. It was weird, though, because it had the GPS in it, but it was a male voice. And I don't know if you guys have run into this before, but my phone has got the female voice. I've never had the male voice, and it was a little intimidating because it was like, "At the next left, make a turn." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, calm down." And I thought, well, do they put a voice in it that is specific to the car? So like they put a GPS into an Isuzu Rodeo, it'd go, "I reckon you ought to turn right." You know, they put a GPS into a Ford Fiesta. "Yo, gringo, you're in the wrong neighborhood. No, you just need to turn around." They put a GPS into a Dodge Diplomat. "I think you should go left. What do you think?" Put a GPS into a Chevy Cavalier. "Yeah, go left, go right, whatever." Some of you guys are going to get these on the way home, and that's okay. I'm fine with it. You just let me know. What do they put a GPS into a Ford Escort? You have to pay $100 every time you want the directions? I would just... All right, who'd I offend? Come on. Offend somebody. They put a GPS into a Hummer. Should I go left? Mm-mm. So right? Mm-hmm. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. I got back from the cruise to Alaska just in time for my nephew's 5th birthday party. I go over to my sister's house, and I'm going to the backyard. All the parents are sitting on the patio talking. The kids are over there playing. All of a sudden, my sister comes out with this huge vat of Kirkland vanilla ice cream. First thing that popped into my head was, can I eat something with the same brand name as the underwear I currently have on? Seemed wrong to me. And I don't mean to, are you Costco men? Do you guys do Costco out here? Yeah, Costco. I love Costco. I think the only thing that bothers me about Costco is the traffic. And I'm not talking about the traffic in the parking lot. I'm talking about the traffic inside the store. Because clearly I'm not talking about you. Clearly I'm talking about your wives, but God bless them. They will get in their car and they will drive to Costco obeying every law of the land. They are signaling for turns. They're stopping at lights. They're driving on the right side. They're parking in the stalls. They get out of their cars. They get their cart. They go into Costco, and every ounce of common sense goes outside the brain. Nobody's stopping. Everybody's driving on both sides. Nobody's signaling, parking. There are no rules in Costco. It is Thunderdome inside Costco. This is America. We shop on the right. If you want to shop on the left, go to IKEA. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe that if you were just driving down the street in your car, you looked over and there was somebody with a table on the sidewalk, head cover on with food. I don't believe that you would just stop your car right there, get out and walk over, and I don't think you would do that. But the people at Costco, they're like, oh, hey, some of you don't even stop your carts. There are children in the carts. Mommy, shut up, there's baklava. You guys, it's crazy in Costco. And then you fill up your cart and you go to check out, and now you got to deal with highlighter guy. For my non-Costco people, Costco has implemented a security measure where they have placed a guy at the door armed with a highlighter. Now, I don't know what's on your resume to get that job as highlighter guy, but apparently his responsibility is to make sure that there's nothing in your cart that's not on the receipt. What are you going to steal from Costco? They don't sell anything smaller than a kid. What, do you put that lifetime supply of toilet paper under your jacket and just go? It is crazy. Apparently, if he catches you with something in your cart that's not on the receipt, he has to take you in the back and fill out a whole report. Not a lot of details, just the highlights. A groan is as good as a laugh in comedy, guys. I was in Costco the other day, and I don't know if you guys know that Costco sells clothes. Well, Al, you do, but I'm looking. They've got Kirkland jeans, and the Kirkland jeans, as God is my witness, has a leather patch on the back that says Kirkland Signature Authentic Jeans. Is someone knocking off Kirkland jeans? Is not Kirkland fundamentally a knockoff of everything else? Is there some guy out in the parking lot in the trunk of the car going, hey man, you want some Kirkland jeans? It's crazy. Well, let me find out a little bit more about my audience. By applause, how many guys here today are old? Sir, I am surprised that you would be clapping. You're old?
Yes.
Sir, how do you know that you're old?
Because of the numbers.
Because of the numbers. What is your social security number 1? What is your name, sir?
Jeff.
Jeff, so do you feel old?
Yes.
Sir, could you feel him and verify that for us? It's not that kind of show, sir. All right. Jeff, you look great. I don't know. Well, I don't know if you can help me. Jeff, I crossed the 60 line, and it's starting to bother me, Jeff. And I don't. Whoever said that 60 is the new 50 was not 60, is what I'm saying. Jeff, this is what I've noticed. If you're 50 and you go to the doctor and you say this hurts, they're like, oh, here, take a pill, you'll be fine. But if you go to the doctor when you're 60 and say this hurts, yeah, that's got to come out. It's bad. But the thing that I've really noticed is my vocabulary has started to change. Jeff, I've started to say stuff that I know I never said when I was young. I walked in here today, Al said, how you doing? I said, fair to Midland. Fair to Midland just came out of my mouth. I was at a party the other night, somebody said, are you having a good time? I said, oh yeah, it's a hoot. I don't even know what a hoot is. So if you're out there and you weren't sure when I asked if you're old, I got a test for you. Here's a test. Pretend that you're babysitting two little kids. You go into the living room and they are jumping up and down on the couch. Now, if you would walk in and say, hey, cut it out, knock it off, you're relatively young. If you would walk in and say, hey, cut out that horseplay, you're in the middle area. If you would walk in and say, hey, that'll be enough of those shenanigans, it's over. If shenanigans is an active part of your vocabulary, buy the coffin now. But see, the fact that I'm getting older is really starting to piss me off, which is good because pissed off is a relatively young term. I mean, if I was peeved or, God forbid, irked, next thing you know, you're getting your dander up and throwing a conniption fit. And then you know what happens? Everything goes to hell in a handbasket. I don't even know what a handbasket is. But it can't be good because I've never heard of anybody going to heaven in a handbasket. But let me say this to you, gentlemen. I am secure in my relationship with my Savior. And God bless you, I know I'm going to heaven, but let me say this. If I was going to hell, I would not want to go in a handbasket. I believe that hell is populated by the type of people that would make fun of you based on the mode of transportation by which you arrived. Hey man, how'd you get here? Oh, I came in a handbasket. Hey Steve, it's another one of those handbasket people. Yeah, well don't make fun of him, he'll throw a conniption fit. I'm telling you guys, it would be hell. So I thought since this was the after lunch thing, I thought I'd do something a little special for you guys, something kind of exciting. I thought I would do a little magic. Thank you for that round of indifference. Now to do some magic, I'm going to need a volunteer. And let's see, who have I not talked to yet? Well, sir, you're sitting right here in the front row. What is your name, sir? Dale. All right, and Dale, you're looking sharp today. Dale, what do you do?
I'm retired.
What did you do?
Healthcare business.
Healthcare business. Could you be more vague? No, it's your lie. Tell it however you want. Dale, would you mind coming up here for a minute? There, give Dale a round of applause. These guys are kind of stingy with their reactions. Like, well, wait, we want to see Dale before we applaud. All right, Dale, you and I have never met.
It's true.
Okay, we did not rehearse or practice anything.
And it shows.
Look at, some of them are reacting like that's the first joke they've heard this afternoon. They're like, now that guy's funny. All right, Dale, what I've got over here is I've got a Sharpie and I've got a blank piece of paper. Okay. I don't know what that means, Dale, but that's all right. So, Dale, I got a hard job for you. I want you to think of a number between 1 and 5,000. I'm going to need you to do that today, Dale. Oh, you got it? Oh, okay. No, I don't want you to tell me. Let's see. Jeff, right? Can you go over and tell the number to Jeff, but tell him so that I don't hear it because I don't want to know the number. But I want two of you to know the number so that we can prove how amazing this is going to be. All right, so Jeff, you know the number now. Both you and Dale do. All right, this is good. All right. Everybody hear me okay? Yeah. All right. So what I want you, I need you both to oh, you guys are good. Focus on the number. Yes. Oh, you're doing great. All right. Perfect. Excellent. Yes. This is going to be the highlight of the afternoon right here. All right. Dale, I'm going to ask you a simple question, but I'm going to need you to say your answer loud so the whole room can hear it. I'm going to put the mic over there when you say it, okay? So I want to hear you just say the word loud, but say it loud.
Loud.
Nice. That's what I need. All right, I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to ask you to answer it loudly into the mic. Are you ready? Is your number 3,227?
No.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Give Dale a round of applause. Thank you, Dale. Did great. If the person sitting next to you is wondering how I did that, pray for them. Just a little bit of magic in the afternoon. Do I have any athletes here today? Anybody play any sports? Young gentleman right here. Sir, what do you play? Basketball. What's your name? Martin. Is it Martin? Yes. Okay, Martin. You ever have one of those basketball games where you just can't miss? Everything's going in. For some reason on that day, you're just on it? Really? Yes. Oh, good. Martin, because here's the thing. I play basketball. Yesterday, got up early, went out, having a great game, couldn't miss. All of a sudden, right in the middle of the game, it hit me. I had a deep down body thirst. Now, I had never had Martin, you ever have a deep down body thirst? I never had one either. Friend of mine comes over, gives me a bottle of Gatorade. It says it puts back what your body sweats away. And I'm thinking, great. As the first drop hit my taste bud, I realized, this is what my body sweats away. I mean, it looks like sweat. It tastes like sweat. Why don't they just call it sweat? They could have a brand for women and call it Glow. And it says on the bottle that it works 30% faster than water. So why aren't we pouring this stuff on fires? I think of things like this. Things like this pop into my head. Can you get germs from drinking out of someone else's Listerine bottle? I think of this stuff. Can a dog get a CAT scan? I think of these things. Why do people say don't mention it after you mention it? You say thank you, they go don't mention it. You're like, I just mentioned it. I think of this stuff. Who decided that the abbreviation for pound should be 2 letters not in the word pound? I'll wait. I think of this stuff, weird stuff. If they restrict visitors in that section of the hospital, shouldn't it be called the I can't see you? Is there a medical term for what Captain Crunch does to the roof of your mouth? I think of this stuff. Weird stuff. Why aren't there International House of Pancakes all over the world? They're not. They're only here. Technically, it is the house of International Pancakes. Not IHOP, it's Hoip. Why don't they have mouse-flavored cat food? You guys, they have stupid flavors of cat food. They don't have, why isn't there parakeet cat chow? No, they have beef-flavored cat food. When was the last time you saw a pack of cats take down a cow? I think of this stuff. So you guys were talking about the salt and the light. And I wanted to touch on this, but the panels literally said everything in my notes. I'm sitting in the back going, thank you guys, thank you. So I decided I was just going to talk a little bit about the struggle. Because there is a struggle, especially when you want to be the light, but you're a performer. And I think if there are other performers in the room, I struggle with the ego. Because as a performer, you're looking to have that light shining on you. And it's that focus that you have to do to say, no, I got to direct that light. I want to be the light. I don't want the light, but my ego's going, come on, you want to be a star. And I'm blessed with the fact that, well, some people call it a blessing, some people don't. This is easy for me. Standing up and talking to 150 guys is much easier than having to stand and talk to 2. I'm more comfortable doing this. Talking to 2 people, blah. But I struggle with the ego. I struggle with wanting to focus that light, focus it on other people. And as for the salt, my struggle with the salt is that I get comfortable. And I don't believe that God wants us to be comfortable. I believe God wants to use us when he pushes us outside of our comfort zone. I'll give you an example. I'm an active member of Saddleback Church. I've been there for 30 years. That is my church, and I built a ministry at Saddleback. I literally built a ministry based on comedy. Pastor Rick used to use some of our actors, because we've got a Southern California church. We have actors. So Saddleback developed a ministry of actors. We did all kinds of things around the church, but Pastor Rick started using us to do illustrations during the service. And Pastor Rick would call us at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. God bless him. And he would say, I'm speaking today about evangelism. I'd like a 5-minute funny skit to be ready for the 4 o'clock service. And there was a couple of us in our ministry that were like, this is going to be great. We'd go down to the church. We'd get somebody on a computer. We'd start walking around. They'd take notes. We'd eventually get enough lines that we had a skit. We'd show it to Rick at 3, and at 4 o'clock, we'd go up and perform it for a couple hundred people. But the majority of the actors in our group saying, I can't do that. I got to learn my lines. We're like, we don't have any lines. Well, I need to learn where to go. And yeah, we're just going to go up and do it. So I started teaching improvisation to the people. And eventually that ministry grew into teaching other people how to be more confident public speakers. So I had a ministry that I was doing once a week, teaching a class on public speaking. Eventually, some of the people wanted to do the improv. How many of you know the show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? We were doing that kind of comedy. And some of the people said, hey, we want to get together and do a show. So we did a show. And then we started doing more shows. And we were doing shows. And in 2009, Time Magazine contacted us and said, Pastor Rick's church has a comedy group. So a reporter came and did a show with us, put an article in Time Magazine. We were doing great. We started performing all over the U.S. So I had a ministry doing comedy. I was teaching my class. It was easy. It was going great. I got comfortable. Some lady came up to me after one of my classes and said, hey, we're looking for somebody to be the MC for our 11 o'clock service for 4th and 5th graders. And your name came up. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I don't do kids. I don't know kids. No, I'm not your guy. Off she went. 2 weeks later, she came back and said, we've really been praying about this, and we think you're the guy. And I said, no, I don't. Kids? I can't do kids. No. I said no 7 times. And finally, the 8th time, I said, look, I will come and try this, but I don't want to preach. I will come, I will serve as MC, I will lead them through the service, that's fine. I don't want to preach, I'm not a biblical scholar, I'm not prepared to preach. The first month was horrible. The kids just sat there and stared at me. They didn't get me, I didn't get them. But eventually I figured it out. Eventually I understood that the key was that I'm a big kid. And if I just let my kid come out and play with them, that they embraced me. And then I would talk to them about Jesus. But I still didn't want to preach. They send me my notes every Thursday. This is what we're going to do in the service. One Thursday I get a note that says, MC delivers the salvation message. No, he doesn't. But they asked me to give the salvation message. I was so nervous. And then at the end I had to pray for the kids to accept Jesus. So I got up on that stage and I had the prayer and I led them through the curriculum and I said, okay, we're going to pray. and they brought down the lights, and I couldn't read the prayer. There was no light. There was no light to help me. I couldn't see the prayer. I'm literally walking around the stage looking for any beam of light that I could find. This is a true story. Finally, I put it down, and I just prayed from me. I was the light. I can't tell you how many kids accepted Jesus that day, but it was a turning point for me. That has been my primary ministry for 14 years. Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, I will be up in front of, we usually get 70 to 80 kids, 4th and 5th graders, and I talk to them about Jesus. And it only took one time for a parent to come to me and say, you know, my kid comes to church because of you. I got comfortable, and God dragged me out of my comfort zone and put me in a place that I never thought I belonged. And I was so wrong. I'm clearly now where I belong. I still love doing this. I love just talking to people. My favorite part of what I do here is when I come down and I meet Jeff. Yeah, but Jeff, I enjoyed meeting you. God bless you guys. Thank you for letting me come and play with you. If you have not discovered Dry Bar Comedy, please go discover it. It is comedians like me that you have never heard of. They produce comedy specials and put it out on the internet, and the comedians get paid by the amount of views that they get. And it's clean comedy for everybody. That's their slogan, Dry Bar Comedy. God bless you. Thank you so much.
I told him I still like my shirt. Costco's got 2 for $1 if you're looking for them. Ron, thank you. Let's give Ron one more hand. Thank you, Ron.